Hi there. Do you have a furry friend at home? Now, let me ask you this. How much do you love your pet? How much would you do for your pet? Alright, now consider this. How much would you do to help an animal that doesn't deserve to be a pet? According to Wikipedia, an exotic animal is considered an unusual pet that is kept in households that is usually thought of as a wild animal and not supposed to be kept as a pet. Now, these exotic animals can range from small sizes like the loris to big animals like the tiger. Now, you might be wondering, well, why does this matter to me? I don't have an exotic animal and I don't ever plan to have one. Well, it matters to you because you can help support organizations that are for exotic animals and buying them. You can support agencies like Born Free USA rather than exoticanimals.net. Now, you might actually know someone that has had an exotic animal, whether it's personal or you've seen them on TV. And in fact, according to Born Free USA, over 19 million households had an exotic animal in their house in 2013. I plan to persuade you that exotic animals aren't meant to be pets because they don't adapt well to captive lives, they carry diseases, and they are dangerous animals. Okay, to start off, we all know that tigers come from the wild. This is where they belong. Now, take a look at this. Who remembers watching Tarzan and the scene where Clayton the hunter comes in and tries to invade the jungle where the gorillas are, and he tries to capture them? This right here is an example of how exotic animals are obtained. Even the site PETA tells about how they are taken from foreign countries and forced to travel long distances, where many of them die along the journey. Not only are they being stripped from their natural habitats, but they are also having their own lives being put at risk. One Green Plant talks about how these animals change their entire demeanor from fight or flight response. Oodles of people get tired of their animal when they become adults. They just become hard to handle. Now, what do they do with these animals when they become adults? They let them free into the wild instead of keeping them. This, in and of itself, creates enormous problems for the ecosystem there in that location. But most importantly, that animal that was held captive, being set into the wild, they don't know how to survive in the wild anymore. And instead, they will die within a few days. Now that we see people who are bringing in animals, you need to know that not only are they bringing in these animals, but they are also bringing in the disease that comes with them. Let me ask you this. Have you ever had or ever known someone that has had a disease? Any disease? Yes? Okay. Now that you know someone, imagine that the cause for this was that they wanted to go pet some cute animal that you just normally see at a zoo, and they got to pet it. The disease probably causes a lot of problems, right? Which could have all been prevented from someone not having that animal. All of their pain could just go away. Doesn't that make you mad? Just one simple thing and it could have been cured like it never happened? A lot of these diseases cannot just be vaccinated away from a vet. According to the CDC, these exotic animals can carry diseases that include herpes B virus, rabies, salmonella, Ebola, and monkeypox. These animals naturally carry these, and when they come into close contact with humans, we are being put at risk of our lives. Now that we've talked about how exotic animals don't belong in captivity and how they can also carry disease that can kill people, you know that we'll be talking about how these animals are very dangerous. You might be thinking, well, how can they be any more dangerous than you already stated? Well, you know the cases where people have been mutilated or attacked by animals in captivity. Think back to the Harambe incident, when a child got hurt and as a result, Harambe, the gorilla, had to be put down. Or think about the new show on Netflix, Tiger King. They also depict animals in captivity. The tigers attack the workers who would check on the cages or normally feed the animals. The stress on these animals of being in an unknown environment takes a huge toll on these animals, especially when they're being beaten by their owners, which has all been reported by Born Free USA, and they tell us how all of these things take a toll on the animal, which causes them to have erotic behaviors and also lash out. You see, at a certain age, all animals begin to naturally become aggressive, which would have been useful in the wild. But now, they get punished by their owners for being themselves. Animal abuse. Do you support animal abuse? To make sure that everyone understood what this topic was about, it's to make sure that you see that exotic animals aren't meant to be pets. Remember at the beginning of this, I asked you, what would you do to help an animal that didn't deserve to be a pet? Well, I can give you one simple answer. Don't support organizations where you can buy exotic animals. Don't support them because these animals aren't meant to be in captivity. They can carry diseases which can harm people, and they are also very dangerous animals. Instead, you can get an animal like this at your local shelter. Just get a dog or a cat. Thank you.